Hey guys, so this video is going to be a continuation of my baby food series, and as you guys know, I am going to be making Aria's food homemade. I'm going to be making it myself and storing it myself. So I've been doing these series, starting your baby on solids, signs that your baby's ready for solids. So this is just a continuation, and this one's going to be preparing your homemade baby food or getting started. Like I said, I've already done a video on jarred versus homemade baby food and starting your baby on solids and signs that your baby is ready for solids. So now that you have established that you do want to do homemade baby food and that your baby is ready to start solids, then this is the video to watch to let you know what you need. And yeah, I always make my intros super long, so I am going ahead and get started. To get started, you could buy your own baby food maker, or you can just use probably appliances that you already have at home. It just depends on what your money budget is for homemade baby food, and it just depends on if you want something convenient. Like, baby food makers are more convenient and faster, but if you have the time to just do it with homemade appliances, that's fine too. But you can get the baby food grinder, and they have all different kinds. They have the Baby Bullet, they have the Brezza. I know that they have, what's the other one? Crap, I cannot think of the name. But you could buy those, but sometimes those can be a little bit pricey. I am going to be buying one of those, but I'll talk about that when I get it. You could use just a blender, just a electric blender to blend the foods. You could use a food processor. You could use one of those stick mixers. You could use, you can even just like smash it yourself. I mean, that would take a really long time, but if you just want something convenient, I suggest getting the baby food grinder, electric blender, or food processor. You also need a pot for making the baby food. If you're not using a baby food processor, you would need a pot to steam the vegetables and fruits. You would need a strainer and or some people call it a colander, to drain the cooked fruits and vegetables. If you want to puree it yourself without using a blender or a processor, you can use one of those mesh strainers to puree it. But that would be like if you wanted a more fine, smooth puree, you can do that, but that kind of takes a lot of time. You need a steam basket to go on top of your pot. You need organic vegetables, fruits, meats, grains, all that kind of stuff. If you can't get organic stuff, you can just get frozen foods, or like regular. You don't have to go to a health food store and get the organic stuff. You can just go to your regular grocery store. I know regular grocery stores sometimes have organic stuff out. You need liquid, which you can use breast milk, you could use formula, you can use just water, and that would be used to thin your baby foods. If you like it really thin, it depends how old your baby is and if they can't take much texture or stuff. I know when they're older you might not have to thin it, but you can always use breast milk or baby formula, so it's like a familiar taste, or just water. Ice cube trays or freezing trays to store your baby food. A lot of the products out there for baby food makers, they do have own products or they have their own trays and storing for their own products. But if you want like a cheaper, just get like just 3 or 4, however much ice trays you need. Probably don't even need that much. Storing the frozen food cubes, because you're going to need to store them after they can't stay in the cube. You will need like a freezer Ziploc bag, just like a big bag, just to throw them in and stuff. A Sharpie pen to label the storage bags for your cubes, so you know so you can put the date and what it is. So that's kind of like what you need. I mean, there's other stuff you could probably use, but this is just like what you will need to get started. Alright, so now that you have the equipment, what foods do you need? I know babies at different stages have to have different foods. I know at 6 months you can start adding like fruits together, or fruits and vegetables, but for 4 to 6 months old, their palate is kind of light, and their stomach is still like processing digestion, so they need light stuff to help their digestive system. So for 4 to 6 months, fruits that Aria can have is avocado, bananas, and pears as the fruits. Those are very easily digested, and their stomach can handle it. And for veggies, acorn and butternut squash, sweet potatoes, carrots, like the orange vegetables, and even green beans. I think green beans. Maybe not green beans, but you want to start them on the orange vegetables before you can start the green vegetables at 6 months. I think, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But yeah, so you have the equipment and now you have the food. So how do we make it? So how do we make the baby food puree? You want to start by cooking the vegetable, cooking the fruit, and you can do this numerous ways. The way I'm going to do it is steaming, because when you steam it, it can keep the nutrients and you can keep the liquid left over from the steaming. But you can bake, you can boil, you can, let's see, you can microwave, but I wouldn't suggest the microwave. But like I said, steaming them maintains the most nutrients. And but baking and boiling could be used for the big batches of food as well. When you do it microwave, you can't really do big batches if it was like a steaming or baking. But I'm going to be doing the steaming because, like I said, the nutrients is still there, still in there really good. So you want to take after you've steamed that, and usually you want to take the skins off. You can leave the skins on when they're older, but when starting out, you want to take the skins off and you want to cut it up before you steam it. But you take them and you remove them into whatever you used to steam them. You put them in the machine that you've decided to puree. So if you were using a blender, after you steam them, you could just put them in the blender, food processor, baby food maker, whatever. The liquid left over from the steaming, you want to save that for your thinning if you're going to use that instead of breast milk or formula. I will probably use the water, the nutrients, and I might add a little bit of formula just so it's a familiar taste. But, yeah, because that still has some nutrients if you want to use the liquid left over. But don't use all of it. Just use whatever consistency you want. The thing I do want to say about the liquid, if you're using carrots or, what else? If you're using spinach, carrots, beets, cabbage, did I say cabbage, broccoli, you don't want to save the liquids with those. You do not want to save the liquids with those if your baby is under 6 months of age. Even if your baby is a little bit over 6 months, you don't want to use a lot if you do over 6 months, but 4 to 6, do not use it because those vegetables are really high in nitrates and your baby cannot, they can't handle that. Like I know babies under the age of 7 or 6 months are more risk of the nitrate poisoning. I think that's what it's called. And definitely under 3 months or so, they cannot have it at all. So if you are cooking with carrots, spinach, beets, cabbage, broccoli, and carrots, do not save the water because it has nitrates. So for those instances, you might want to add breast milk or formula. Here's what it says about the nitrates. It says babies who are over the age of 6 months have developed the stomach acid it's necessary to fight the bacteria that helps nitrate conversion to the nitrate poisoning. So I was right about the nitrate poisoning. So under 6 months of age, but still, I'm still uncomfortable with it. Even when Aria is 6 months, I might wait till like 8 months to not add the nitrates in there. Oh, something else I wanted to say is some people thin their puree before freezing them. You could do that, or you could thin it after you've frozen. Like, so you could take it right after it's blended. You could put it right in the ice cubes without thinning it, and then thin it however you want when you thaw it out. So you could do it that way too, or you can thin it before and then freeze it. It's really a personal choice if you want to. So those are some of the basics of pureeing your baby food. I will make separate videos on the freezing and thawing once you get to there. But some other facts that I just want to let you know is some other methods you could use is baking and roasting for your homemade baby food. I've already said about the baking, but you could also roast if you wanted to. If you are baking, some good foods to bake are sweet potatoes, white potato, carrots, parsnips, squash, peach, pears. Those are some good flavors that are baked rather than steaming. More of the steaming would be like apples. You would want to steam broccoli. Those are like the ones that you would want to steam. But if you could steam, if you want to steam the carrots, you could do that too. But might have some more flavor if you did like the peaches, the pears, the sweet potato, and stuff like that. The only fruits and vegetables, or no, not vegetables. vegetable because avocado is a fruit. Well, it's considered a fruit. But the two fruits that you don't have to do anything for is bananas and avocado. You can just peel those and squish it up yourself and then add formula if you wanted to, or water or breast milk for those. Some other things that I just wanted to end this video with is when you are preparing the food, obviously wash your hands, wash the fruits and vegetables, especially if it's not organic because of pesticides. Make sure to peel the skins, make sure to take out the seeds. You guys know the deal. Just make sure you do that, and then you'll be good. That's pretty much it as far as it goes. Also, on some of the websites, I've read to use a wooden cutting board rather than a plastic, because it has been shown that bacteria is easier to clean and remove from wooden cutting boards. I don't know why that is, but yeah. But you know what, actually, if you do have organic vegetables and fruits, make sure to wash those too, because, you know, they've been handled by people and stuff like that. So wash your fruit and vegetables regardless. Be careful when you're handling meat. I will get into the meat series and all that kind of stuff when Arya's older, because she can't have meat yet. Also, like I said, I am going to talk about freezing and thawing, so this is just preparing the food from right now. If you have any questions, I'm not a pro at this. I've just been researching on different websites, but if you have any questions, leave them below and I'll try to answer them. Any questions you have regarding to this, and thumbs up if you like this video. I'm so happy that I'm doing this just to be informative for you guys. And yeah, I guess I will talk to you guys later. Like I said, also, I always say like I said, but I will talk to you later at what baby food maker that I'm going to be using. I want to surprise you guys when I get it, and I'm really excited about ordering it. I'm probably going to be ordering it pretty soon, and yeah. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. I'm going to do my freezing video right now. Bye, guys. Okay, I messed up. Okay, so those are some of the basics. Crap.